Welcome to the Kentucky X-Files, Season 2, with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Now, on to our show.
Crawls down. For me, at first, I thought it was just a footage thing.
I thought it was a bear. You can tell the difference between like a small, spindly leg creature and something with a larger foot. And it was big, whatever it was. It ran straight down at us and just stopped. And it was pitch black. Couldn't see it.
And most of these witnesses have come close to these things could have been killed.
It was beating on the side of the house. I didn't get the side of the house as it went by.
Now, when it stood up, that's when I knew it was a dog.
I needed someone to have pure faith in a higher power at that moment, and nobody fucking did.
Kentucky X-Files.
I'm trying to do it backwards.
So if they played this backwards, it would sound normal.
If you slow this down and play it backwards, it sounds just like the Loch Ness monster.
Okay,
That was my segue.
I love that segue. So, okay, listeners, you and viewers, because I guess we're doing a little video now. You already know what we're going to talk about tonight.
Loch Ness monster.
Loch Ness monster.
Loch Ness monster.
I know we went down this path. We went down all mythical sea creatures and stuff that we talked about.
Don't you call him mythical. We got drone footage, you son of a bitch.
We got video.
We got legit video of the Loch Ness monster recently. So, I guess
I am so excited. My goal is to prove this is real right now.
Okay. First off, do you have any information on when was this captured?
Like the other day.
It's actually the other day.
No.
It was recorded before anybody noticed anything was in it. This anomaly was discovered the other day. That's what I read, anyways, in the link you sent to Facebook.
Awesome.
Okay. So this is really recent, because I don't even think when we talked about it last, there hasn't been really big sightings of this creature in forever. Didn't we have a tabloid thing back that we found that they said that they found large egg shells?
Yeah, I remember something about that. Yeah,
but we couldn't find any real information on it as we were looking it up.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, I think it might have just been a really entertaining story.
So, So I wasn't I feel like I was more into the whole looking at the video. So where was this actually? This was actually at Loch Ness.
Yeah. It was apparently taken with a drone, and like Josh said, it was found later on in the footage, and it's pretty awesome.
It's hard for me. Yeah, I keep I'm looking at it. It's very. You really can't tell what it is, but there's something there. In the when we watched the video, I think probably hearing a little bit. I know Denny's probably gonna splice the video into there somehow. But
It's like, okay,
I will share the link.
it's it might not be a plesiosaur, but it's interesting. You know what I mean? Because if it's real, then why is it there? It's not supposed to be.
The only crappy thing was I was saying is like, because before we started the record, I kept saying it's like, this is not like your typical size Loch Ness monster, what it was depicted as from the sightings. Like, because this looks like what, like, because there's canoes on these banks.
It's a baby.
And that's what it looks.
It's a little baby.
Well,
I was just about to say that maybe it was a baby. And
Well-
I hope that there's like, I don't see anybody on this bank, but there's a bunch of canoes. I hope it's not going to eat somebody.
So I'm doing some research on Scottish canoes,
Yeah.
which I never in a million years thought that would be something I would do. And Scottish canoes average 16 to 18 feet.
Back in the game, baby. Okay, so that's big.
Okay, it depicted how long is a plesiosaur?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm going to look it up right now. This
I'm
is what
sure
we're
they're
doing.
bigger.
I
but
just
I think it's a baby. I think it's a little baby.
it might be a baby. Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
If my mouse would cooperate, I'm having technical difficulties over here, fellas. Hold on.
There's like
You got the
Ness,
duct tape.
that's her
duct
baby,
tape in?
little lock boo boo.
Boo-boo.
Yeah.
I've got to move my mouse over to here. Let's see if this helps. Oh, yeah. Okay. So apparently the mouse problem is not me. It's the mouse pad problem. My bad. All right. Let's see here.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. 49 feet.
That's a big difference. That's about double the size of this baby one that we're looking at.
Yeah, but I don't think it is, because if you look at what I'm presuming is the neck, right?
Yeah.
And if those are 18-foot canoes, then it's not, out of the realm of possibility that it's pretty close, because that would be like 36 feet if the neck is half the length of the body.
Yeah.
And we can't see, like, if you look at I've got it paused at 6 seconds, and I think that's the clearest image I've seen so far. And it looks to me like the neck, what I'm assuming is the neck to the end of the head, is about the length of that second canoe over.
Yeah.
And it looks like the body starts after that length and comes down into a tail that sort of just kind of disappears into the depth.
Hmm.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, I got the picture. I got a screenshot that I'm messing with on the.
Can you pull up a picture of a plesiosaur to throw it on there next to it to compare?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And we can find something that's something similar. I mean, it looks like a little. From what I'm looking at, it looks like the plesio has a little stubby little tail.
If it's not curled under.
Oh yeah. It's amazing that nature even made this.
Right.
I mean, like, it's a horror. You know what I mean? It's literally like a terror. Like, it's nightmare fuel. Imagine that thing. That was, instead just take sharks out of the ocean and replace it with plesiosaurs.
That is absolutely absurd.
That's a terrifying prospect. Like, it'd be horrible. Like, imagine the kind of shit that, what kind of nasty, like, crazy tough creature do you have to be able to swim in the ocean with something like this?
Right.
What was like tough enough to swim alongside this, like the megalodon?
I would assume That would be about it. I'm trying to find the. Okay, so I got to do some quick math because everything's in metric.
Oh, just switch it over to school bus lengths.
So, okay. Their neck length was an average of 22 feet. All right.
Okay.
I would love to see if we could like snip that canoe out and drag it over. And another thing we got to think about too, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, is there's going to be visual distortion because of the water.
Okay.
You know, so
well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, how much, give or take, would we be willing to do, considering the depth of the water? You know what I mean, like measurement wise. The boats are closer to us up on land. The depth of the water to house something that big has to be 20 feet deep.
Well, I mean, not necessarily.
Okay.
So if the water right there where it's breaking on the bank
there
starts out at nothing and goes to 5 or 6 feet where that shelf is, right?
Okay.
And then the shelf drops off. If that thing is kind of like hanging at the edge with just resting its head on the shelf, then the depth past where it turns dark is irrelevant because we know that Loch Ness is deep as shit. But if his head's in 5 foot of water, but at the bottom, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
But if he's going at an angle, see, that's the other thing too, is if he's kind of like sitting up, like he's begging for a treat, so to speak,
yeah,
then his neck is going to appear shorter because he's going at a diagonal compared to the canoe sitting on the bank. I don't know. This is so cool.
Right. Oh man.
if you guys are watching my video, my screen.
Let me pull that back up. Sorry. All right.
That's the canoe.
That's the
one
canoe.
from the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the yellow one right here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It was about the size, so it's about like 2 canoe lengths.
So it's like 36 feet. It's between, that's, I mean, pretty substantial. It's between 32 and 40 feet, you know?
And here's a comparison of what like guys were talking about.
We really will do anything not to use the metric system.
Right.
That was what this all was about. We want to see how many canoes long he is.
Well, no, it's not even that either. But we gotta have reference.
Right.
So
Loch Ness Monster is 2 canoes
long.
2 canoes
solved. There's somebody out there with the actual metrics of this, and they're just like shaking their heads so bad at us right now.
Yeah. But no matter what, like this like the way, if this, like, I'm gonna say it, if this is a hoax, it was deliberately made made to look like a plesiosaur. Because, like, come on, the wide body, the long neck,
the striations.
Like they made sure that it had to represent what we all were told about Loch Ness Monster. So, like, the way, like, shape of it, but I don't know. I in the video, I don't, like, what's confusing me is that I don't know if I'm seeing it move.
No.
Or it's just sitting there because, excuse me, because I can't, it just, the drone footage is just zooming in. But I do say, like, there were some times here that I kept thinking that it was showing a, like, flipper movement. In some ways, too, it kind of reminds me of a turtle.
Like a sea turtle?
Like a snapping turtle.
Oh.
Kind of like the way it's, like, moving
It's
Like
kinda
it's
like-
like s-
What I was
it's
saying
like s-
before was if this is for real, then even if it's not the Loch Ness monster, it's definitely the Loch Ness monster. And what I mean by that is that it might not be the creature, that's been alleged, but if there's a big ass creature swimming around, then I mean, that seems pretty, pretty viable. Like, hey, it's this thing. Because if I'm floating around in a boat out on Loch Ness and I see something like that just kind of swimming around, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's the Loch Ness monster. Got it. Like that's an easy check mark for me. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need it to be a plesio. I just, that's what people draw all the time when they're talking about it. But how many people are drawing that conclusion off of, what they've heard?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's understandable. That makes sense.
Because I mean, I saw what was there one video I saw was like it looked like a big ass like eel or something in the remember that and it was like in the ice or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at shit like that, like dude, if that was swimming around, I'd be like, okay, there's a sea monster. Because like I don't know, it's the ocean. You know what I mean? It's like it's the fucking ocean. We don't know.
And it just seems so weird too. Is like because it looks like it gets so close to that bank.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the head should submerge. Is that the right when it comes out of the water?
Submerge is diving. So surface would be what you mean.
Oh, okay. I thought you used the same term. My bad. Sorry, people. I suck. But yeah, surfacing it looks like it should come out of the water. It should surface.
Yeah.
It's like it looks so close to the surface of the water but it like the video stops. Like that's what I'm like. I'm wondering why. Like this video is 39 seconds long, but technically,
yeah,
the video 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
They just keep rotating. Where's the other footage? I understand that a lot of these drones don't have a lot.
Apparently, there's all kinds of footage, but that was the only bit that had anything interesting in it.
I would like to see the full. Like, I don't give a crap if it. That was the only interesting part, but I wanted to what led after it.
Right.
Where did it back off? Did it get I'm assuming that it had to back off because if it did surface, you definitely I would get that on film.
Yeah.
So, are you guys aware of the fact that in Spain there was a different species of plesiosaur that lived?
No.
That was a lot smaller.
How much smaller are we talking?
We're talking around 10 to 12 feet.
Oh shit!
How many canoes?
Yeah, how many canoes is that exactly?
That's like one canoe.
Oh my god!
Like a canoe and a quarter, like a canoe, like cutting off the tip of it. So that we said they were 13
to avoid
foot.
doing anything intense.
Yep.
I'm trying to find the name of it. You know how it is reading articles when it's you've got to find a name.
Yeah.
See here. Leptocleidus. Leptocleidus.
Oh.
It's believed to have inhabited only England, Australia, and South Africa. You know what's right next to England?
Loch Ness.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit. So I mean, okay. I know we're looking at this we're dissecting this, but how? I mean, there's been all kinds of species so far that we're dead as sure we're gone, and extinct.
Right.
So how probable? You know what I mean?
Did that link work? Yeah, there you go. I sent the link into Discord.
Oh, nice. That's what I'm saying is like how likely or unlikely, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, like 100 years ago, there was, 200 years ago, there were stories of the Kraken, that would take ships down and all this. And then we went into the age of reason. I say that with air quotes. And we say, oh, that's, it's bullshit. They just made that up, it's just whatever stories. And then, 10 years ago, they're like, oh, yeah, that's real. We have those.
Mm-hmm.
And we have like 4 different sizes of them.
This thing's got a immensely smaller neck, but still has that like paddle, the flipper look to it. What is this guy here?
And plus, I don't know if this picture that you sent, like the picture that they're showing, it does show stripes.
Well, I mean, stripes are just an assumption. You know how that goes. When you've only got bones,
Yeah,
you can't
I
tell what it
know.
looks like.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
They never really depict plesias that have stripes.
And plesiosaurs seem to have more in common with mammals than they did dinosaurs too.
There's another one, Dolly. What is this thing here? This is a critter that's got a long neck and striations in the pictures. What is this? This is Dolly.
They give live birth.
Yes, they did. They're warm-blooded, gave live birth.
Oh,
they breathe air from the surface. Pretty wild. It's pretty neat.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but there are several species that resemble plesiosaurs.
Really,
like I'm looking at one right now. It's called Elasmosaurus.
Okay, let me see if I can pull that one up.
I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to send it to Discord. I was unaware of this. Well, I would if my stuff decided to work. There we go.
Wow, look at that. I was on the Wikipedia here, and I scrolled down to the family tree, which is pretty wild.
I found another one. This is an entirely different species that looks like a plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Look at that one. The one on top is supposed to be a plesiosaur. The other one, I am not going to try to. I'll just copy the name and I'll post it.
All right.
Because I don't want to butcher it on the show here.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's the first time I've ever seen something depicting the tail to be like a paddle.
Oh yeah.
Which, as short as that tail is, I can't imagine that doing a whole hell of a lot.
It says Elasmosauridae is an extinct family of plesiosaur, often called elasmosaurs. They had the longest necks of any plesiosaur. Pretty wild.
Yeah. What about plesiosauro? Is that
Zorro?
Sauro? Is that a plural of saurus?
Yeah, I'm looking at that one. Extinct clade of plesiosaur, snake-like, longest neck to body ratio of any reptile.
Plesiosauridae?
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at.
That's another one, yeah.
Pretty wild.
I mean, there seems to be there seems to be a plethora of these things.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a very successful family.
Yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of different variations of each. I mean, this thing here, the what is this? Romalosaurus? Romaliosaurus?
Yep, I was just looking at that one. Nice.
That's a good candidate.
It says here, family of plesiosaur from the earliest Jurassic to the latest Middle Jurassic of Europe, North America, South America, and possibly Asia.
I mean, that's the correct biome, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
You notice, like, when you look at these, like the skeletons, and then look at, like, modern whale skeletons.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Really interesting. I don't know, man. I have no idea what's in the video.
That's pretty wild.
I really don't. I'm watching it again, and it almost. I'm in with Tyler on this one. It looks like it's moving. It looks like it's coming into the bank.
Yeah.
Like it's slowly coming out of like the where you guys were saying where it drops off.
Yeah.
It's slowly coming in, but then again, like I keep saying, is that they could have made that into to fake it or any of that sort. But
yeah.
Then again, it's like as it's focusing onto in that direct like that area, that's when it starts to show up as it's zooming in.
Right.
So
the one thing I'll say this, if this is faked, I love that they didn't. Okay, like from the point of view of saying that this is hoaxed, the hoaxers were good about the scaling. They were really good about scaling, and they were really good about the locomotion.
Yeah.
Because if you watch whales and watch all this, whales don't use their little flippers on the sides to just crank along. They use them to steer. They use their tail. So the speed in which it's moving is really, really. I mean, it's really, really done well. Like as far as how much tail, energy would be to just push him along real slow and cautiously.
Yeah.
That's
if you
really good.
Actually watch a whale or like any kind of a whale, how slow it kind of surfaces. It literally looks like it's not moving at all.
This thing
just looks like it's floating to the surface.
This thing kind of moves like a manatee.
Yeah. Like manatees are really, really energy efficient.
Yeah.
They're really good about it. They use as little as possible to float along and to move. It's pretty wild. So we don't, on Earth, we don't have a whole lot of creatures that have 4 fins, We have like some smaller creatures like little turtles and sea turtles and things like that, but we don't have a lot of top apex predators with 4 fins for just making hairpin turns whenever they want,
Man, I've watched this video 15 times in a row.
Yeah.
It moves. It's moving.
Yeah.
Whatever it is moving. Whether it's CGI or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good enough with that kind of stuff to be able to pinpoint when somebody's using computer programs, because sometimes they're really good,
Yeah.
The waves are moving against it.
Right.
I'm trying to find. I wish I could slow it down to see how the light and the water react. That's what I'm looking for. Is try to find something that makes sense. If it's organic or computer,
Yeah.
Because if something's running through the snow and they're making it CGI, the way the shadows react to snow and snow being kicked up, that helps you pick stuff apart, And if it's in the woods, if it's something in the woods, you've got whether how it reacts to the environment, are tree branches in front of it and behind it on the same tree, is it layered properly? This is really difficult because it's in the water.
Yeah, that's kind of an argument too. Is that people don't usually make fake videos of the Loch Ness Monster because they're very easy to pick out the fakes, and it would be extremely difficult for someone to make a good hoax.
This, if you watch my screen, I can like change the colors and stuff to see like how it reacts. Here this is like midtones. Let's try shadows. Okay, straight blue.
Wow. Can you change it to a red spectrum?
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
I noticed something at, let's see if I can pull up the exact second, roughly around the 25 to 27 second mark. It almost appears as the waves are reacting to it. It almost looks like there was a white cap formed.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Man, I love sitting down and looking at videos and doing my damnedest to try to figure out how they faked it.
Yeah. A white cap, that's pretty compelling, but that is something you could add.
Right.
It would actually be a lot easier than adding the lizard itself.
Right.
Like that part wouldn't be bad, but I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to post a link to this video on our Facebook page, and see if we can get some of the listeners
Tyler,
to check it out.
Can you do me a favor, Tyler?
I can.
Can you bring up the exposure?
I could, but I don't know how to do that.
I thought we did this before.
Well, let me exposure. Yep, there it is. Exposure. You want it up or down?
Bring up the exposure a little bit. I want to see how it reacts. All right. Not quite that far. Bring it down a little bit. All right, right around there. Now, can you bring the contrast up and down?
It's up. This is down.
Do you see what I'm seeing, Denny? It doesn't disappear.
Yeah, it's staying right with it. It's reacting. I don't know if that's because it's a still from a video. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or what? But yeah, it's definitely
it gives you more definition when you do that too.
Yeah, it definitely reacts.
This is offset.
This is so cool.
It's pretty wild, yeah.
I mean, somebody spends some time, or this is an anomaly.
Yeah.
In the water.
That's just swimming. It's an anomaly that swims eerily like the Loch Ness Monster.
how we presume the Loch Ness Monster swims, anyways.
Right. I would say it's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say, but it's like the Loch Ness Monster is one of those things where I'm like, I want to be like, nah, man, there's no way. But God, the ocean's a big place.
Right.
And all kinds of stuff happens.
And if I remember right, wasn't that our what we were talking about the last time? I mean, it's been a year since. Actually, it's almost been exactly a year because didn't we do it on?
Yeah, Elliot.
Yeah.
It was Elliot's birthday.
Yeah, it was Elliot's birthday. So this is like the anniversary. We're gonna have to come back every October, November, and recap the Loch Ness Monster stuff. But I thought we talked about them being like out in the open ocean and coming in to spawn like salmon.
Yeah, that was it. And we talked about a spot in the ocean. What was it called again? Marinara Trench, I think it was.
Yes.
God.
Yeah. It was the
Son of a bitch.
Marinara.
yeah, the Marinara Trench.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate our show.
Don't you say it. Every time you say something like that, a Loch Ness monster disappears.
So if we put him in green spectrum and then adjust what you're adjusting,
Okay.
if you don't mind, buddy.
I don't mind. That's why I threw it up here. Okay, green.
Yeah. Let's see if we can see any like digital work.
Exposure. I'm opening
Wow.
the exposure on it.
Does it, Denny? I'm okay. Does it look like when he goes back and forth on that you're seeing like more light reflection?
It's kind of just, it's like it's all reacting as one organic thing.
But it's reacting separately from the environment, isn't
Like,
it?
see that? Like, okay, so the rock and the terrain details are reacting the same as the creature, which is that's indicative of the sunlight hitting something.
Right.
Because
So
we're basically negativing, if that's probably not a word, but we're taking away the sunlight by doing this, and we're seeing
Right.
what is,
My first grade
dinosaur drawing.
dinosaur drawing. It's a plesiosaur.
It's just like every time we get it to where it shines just a little bit on that one side, it does it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play this game. Is the light source correct? Are the canoes and everything on the bank, the shadows that are appearing, does everything there? I mean, it's the correct direction.
Yeah.
Because if
for
you
the
see,
most
it's
part.
on the right. It's on the right side of the side. Because if you see, like where that, it's kind of greenish, but the yellow canoe, you see
Yeah.
the shadow.
The one that's upside down.
Yeah, to the
The shadow's going up and to the left, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
And the light source is to the bottom right.
Yeah.
All right, so scroll back down to the creature and get that light to shine on him, and it's in the same direction. Okay, so whatever's in there is a real something.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was just about to say that. I mean, this is drone footage, so whatever the sunlight is coming from behind the camera,
Right.
which technically is also that's very difficult to create fake things with the light shining directly down on what you're doing. You know what I mean? We're looking at the shadows, of the boats going one direction, but that's, you know what I mean? That think of the elevation of the drone looking down at those. So we know
Right.
we know
Yeah,
where the
shadow.
sun is in relative, to the boats, but the drone's up in the air, looking straight down.
Yeah.
So that's why it would be it'd be difficult. It'd be very difficult to do this. It's fucking interesting as hell, though. Holy shit.
Well, not only that, we're looking at a picture right now too. We got to remember that this is a screenshot of a video,
Yeah.
and it changes as it goes.
Yeah, I keep watching the video over and over again too. So interesting. I wish somebody would. I wish somebody could find us a higher definition version of this.
Yeah.
That would be really, really cool to see. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. I dig it though.
It looks like in the video it kind of emerges from the depth and then starts swimming towards the bank, and it's just ever so slightly,
Yeah.
just a slight wiggle. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Right.
Okay, I need to Do something. Open. Dang it, that's the wrong one.
Huh. It's interesting. I can't, I keep watching it and I just keep coming back to the same,
yeah.
What the hell is this? Yeah.
So you guys have any kind of ending thoughts on this?
I don't know. I mean, here by comparison, here's a pretty known fake, which you probably already saw, but there's one that's a very, very, very known fake video, and you could see all of the the red flags there. You know,
Am I gonna be able to play this without volume in here? Yeah. Okay, we're
should be
muted.
able to, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so just an FYI, that jittery camera work
Yeah.
on this gigantic monitor is making me seasick.
Heck.
Yeah. Okay, so that is, yeah.
That's pretty indicative of what you'd want. I mean, as far
I'm
as
just
a
saying
fake.
it's too. Yeah, it's like really too. It's like too clear
Yeah.
versus the camera. What? It's showing the actual animal. It's showing much too much detail versus how crappy the camera quality is.
Right.
Where's it?
You remember some years back they had some sonar and they had pictures of fins underwater from 1975 and all that.
Yeah.
And think about those pictures and some of them pictures are pretty compelling for being from the 70s. You know what I mean? They still are pretty interesting now.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I wonder about this whole topic because it's like we're trying to identify an animal that people have seen. Does that make sense? I realize that it's a cryptid, but it seems more like it's just an animal
that we haven't
people
seen
have
for
noticed,
a long
and
time.
they're trying to figure it out.
I think we said the same thing. Who was it that you said that the tortoise was like a cryptid technically, or I can't remember. And somebody was saying they're alive, they're on this island.
Oh yeah. The Galapagos turtles. They were
Galapagos
considered.
turtles.
I mean, so were gorillas. Gorillas were also considered a cryptid animal. I mean,
Yeah.
people didn't believe in gorillas. You know what I mean? This was made up.
Jerry, you're a fool.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we've got a good understanding of stuff, but it's way too taken for granted that we just know every in and out of what's going on the planet.
Right. Especially in the water.
Yeah,
I just
we
feel
just don't.
I just feel too, okay, these things were technically in a way extinct to people, but people are still seeing them.
Yeah.
But once we actually found them, people started to study them and understand their ways, and that's oh, okay, I need to be here at this time around this time of the season and stuff they recognize patterns that they go off of. When you see something like this, you don't know its pattern. You don't know how it works.
Right.
Because it's basically new to you. You don't know how it lives its life.
Yeah.
So and if this is okay, so I'll play devil's advocate on this one here. So if this is a smaller species of plesiosaur,
Yeah.
right? Say those are 12-foot canoes, right?
Okay.
And we're looking at a 30-foot creature, right?
Right.
And it's a 30-foot creature that comes into the loch to spawn, right?
Right.
and maybe it only gives birth to like 2 or 3 small babies. You
Pups,
know, yeah, like a pup or whatever.
Yeah.
a
Cub,
litter.
yeah, small litter. You know, maybe then like the credence of the idea that this thing could be real, maybe it leads a little more to the credence of it, because everybody's argument is that can the loch sustain a creature that's 46 feet long?
No, but it is a super safe place to give birth.
Right. And then what if it isn't 46 feet long? What if it's only 20 feet long?
It's still serves the
So
same
wait.
purpose. If the baby's a lot smaller, and the baby would be more susceptible to,
Right.
predators.
And a creature that's 20 feet long would obviously be better at hiding than a creature that's 40 feet long.
I
Yeah.
thought we said that Loch Ness was like 700 miles like deep or something. Like it was pretty big.
It was 700 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, 700 feet deep. It's pretty deep.
Well,
little
I'm
lake.
terrible with this stuff.
700 miles would be astronomical.
Yeah.
Well, one big argument was that the plesiosaur was crawling up onto land and it was laying eggs, or the Loch Ness monster, but that doesn't work.
Right.
The idea of this animal laying eggs just doesn't work. It doesn't work in prehistoric times. It doesn't work now because
If it lays eggs on the bank and leaves, then it's just open for predators.
yeah,
But they're basing it off of a sea turtle.
yeah,
That's what a sea turtle
basing it-
does.
Yeah, they're basing it off a sea turtle, but those babies are born with an armor coating.
And there's hundreds of them.
Oh yeah.
So if this thing does live birth and it only drops 2 or 3 pups, so to speak,
Yeah.
then maybe it gives birth in the loch because there's no natural predators. And then when they get big enough, they go hide in the depths of the Marinara Trench.
It says here that a fossil of a pregnant polycotylus, I might be saying that wrong, showed that it gave birth to one single large juvenile baby or whatever.
Really?
Yep. Their bodies would have been their bodies wouldn't have been able to handle their own weight on land. That the flippers, you know what I mean? Like they're good for swimming, they're not good for holding up a heavy ass animal. If that makes sense.
That's why, like, especially like if a whale beaches itself, it's basically screwed.
Yeah, unless a lot of people show up.
A lot of people
that want to get this, get it back in there. But there is actually a fossil of a pregnant plesiosaur. If I can snag the image, I'll throw it on here. It's going to be hard to make out, but there's that. It's actually a pregnant plesio, but it's the polycotylus with the fetus, and I guess you can see the fetus in there. It's like middle of the screen somewhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to make out, but it's, I think there's another site where you can actually, hang on. Here's the up close of the actual baby. Well, the bones of the baby, fossilized bones.
Oh, look at that.
What a find,
Right.
to be able to find a fossilized pregnant, female. But that's what I mean. Is like, it makes more sense to me that it would come to Loch Ness to give birth.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like little eels in Loch Ness. There's little things that a baby could eat. Maybe the mother goes into that, like, like some mothers won't eat. Like broody chickens. They won't even eat. They're just all about raising their babies. It takes a while before they actually get their their appetite back. What if she does that? She just swims around and does what she can to get the baby to eat little things, and get it ready, and then they go back out into the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like that's like what we were saying too. Is like we said this in the last the last episode we did it last season, is that we were thinking that maybe this is like, since it's kind of, I'm not saying it's landlocked because it's literally cuts through, it's has entrances from the ocean on both sides.
Yeah.
So I get where, like, we said that this could be a breeding area, like, and many creatures travel to give birth, and plus they tend to go back to the same areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, salmon do it.
Yeah, like, so that they reproduce, they leave,
Sea turtles do
and then
it.
they come back.
Yeah, sea turtles do it. They come back to the same beach. Even the ones and the ones they're born from is the one they come back to.
Yeah.
And this could be something that like this could be the great grandchild of Nessie. This could be
Right.
Yeah, the grandchild of Nessie. Just coming back. It's like this, keeping the tradition alive.
Keeping it alive. I like it though.
But yeah, so what, like, ending thoughts? What do you guys are like? Do you guys want to say? Do you want to put a big stamp on and say this is real or plausible?
I would like to see more high definition footage come through. Somebody,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to do some more research. I'd like to find like the exact time of year when this was filmed. You know what I mean? Start getting an idea. I mean, I know it's an unknown, you know, it's hard to go off of, but get an idea, start getting a pattern of the sightings and start seeing, you know, basically it's like, for me to jump on board, Nessie would have to be subjected to the monster tracker.
Man, that would be difficult, since this is technically the only one,
right? I mean,
really
it'd
ever seen.
It'd be really difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd love to dig more and look into it more. I think it's really awesome.
What about you, Josh? What's your thoughts?
I think that I can't stamp it proven, you know. I think this is either an extraordinary fake or there is something in the water, but I can't tell you with definitive proof what it is.
Like, in a way, like, from what you're seeing here, what way would you lean? Would you say it feels more fake, or you feel like it's more it's more real from what we've looked at so far? Which way are you leaning right now?
That's a tough one, man. I don't know.
To put you on the spot there.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
This is what we do, you know. I'd have to say that I'm riding the fence, man. This is either
choose.
I'd say this is either an extraordinary fake or there's something in the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know that it's Loch Ness,
Yeah.
but I kind of feel like there's actually something in the water.
I feel a little stumped.
Yeah.
I am too. Because I feel like my ending thoughts would be like, it's just, I wish that I could see more interaction. Like, if there was a little bit more, like, if it kind of surfaced a little bit, like, you didn't see it that much, but you could see the water breaking over the creature, that would give me some more definitive answers. But since it's keeping itself underwater, it's really difficult to even tell if it's actually doing, like, if it's actually there or if it's fake.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm riding the fence. And the main factor in why I'm riding this fence is because the video is so short.
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds. It just keeps repeating itself for 39 seconds.
Right. So to me, I mean, if the drone hovered, you know, or even if it started to move, you know, if I saw the original unedited video, I think I'd like to see that before I made a judgment call. But the length of the video screams fake.
Yeah.
That's what's got me. But that would also, maybe if the drone moves, maybe in that next scene, that's where we see it's somebody's tarp that's floating in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that next scene is what gives it away. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I the time is what's killing me on it. It's freaking cool looking, and in a world of no gray area with everything, this is a pretty cool gray area. But without the original footage, I can't say that it's real. I don't know. There's, like I said previously, either there's something in the water, whatever it is, I don't know, or this is a great fake.
Right.
Yeah, if this was a tarp floating around, it awkwardly looks so much like a goddamn plesiosaur. Like, it, of all places to and somebody to catch it. But personally, if this was me flying this drone and I saw that and I'm filming, you can stream it to your phone and film it off your phone. But if I saw that right then and there
you go.
I would have just went ahead straight. I was like, dude, I think there's Loch Ness monster right there. I'm diving this $1,000 drone into it just to see if I can get see if it's real.
Is this the original footage?
That's the original footage.
Oh, well, let's have a gander, shall we?
Richard Outdoors, he reposted this due to popularity. I guess he took it down for a while. I don't know, but I'm not really sure that this channel was
meant for
this sort of thing. I think he was getting drone footage for the channel, to set up scenes and things like that. And I'm actually skipping through here trying to find the original footage.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do too.
So yeah, he uses the drone footage to kind of go in and out of the,
Yeah.
Okay, so we have canoes though. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got something to base. These are the canoes in the picture.
There's probably at least 8 to 9 feet long.
All right, and we've also got
3 minutes and 52 seconds is where it's at.
Yeah, but at 1409, we have a topographical map that gives us water depth.
What the hell, dude? It is. I've got it playing in 4K, and this is mind blowing. What?
Where's it at?
3 minutes 52 seconds. That is way more clear.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Look at that. That's interesting.
What the hell?
Right. Holy shit. Okay.
All right. I'm going in 1080. That's as high as I can go on it.
Wow.
Okay, hold on a second. At 401, it starts to look transparent.
Yeah, I was about to say the head looks like it's going into the embankment. It's like 403.
Dude, is this a reflection of the drone?
I don't think so. That is way too.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
It's way too high up to even cast a reflection.
No, it's wow. Okay, here's an interesting. I want to say an observation. The pattern. Okay, look at the rock. Look at the rocky bottom of the lake right there, right? And then look at the patterns on its neck.
Right.
That's pretty wild. Interesting. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, okay, look, like I said, this channel was not meant for this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no. This guy's an outdoorsman, like camping, canoeing, videography, stuff like that.
I wish I had a YouTube button where I could do frame by frame.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It says the canoes are average 16 feet long. Because someone about a year ago asked the question of how big the canoes were so they could get an estimate of the creature's length. He responded with canoes average around 16 feet.
So I wasn't too far off.
No, not at all.
Oh, so this wasn't captured yesterday, a couple of days ago?
No, we said that. We said it was rediscovered.
Yeah.
Rediscover. Oh, cool. Okay. So he posted this video, and somebody eventually saw that. Oh. I'm okay. I'll throw this out there. If this is that old, and then it got momentum because of that, that's a long time.
All right, I'm going to say this too: that he obviously had the original drone footage before he edited all this together.
Sure, yeah.
I'd like to see
that original footage.
That original footage unedited before it skips back to him fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, because the fade in, frame by frame fade in when he fades in and out of the drone footage is gonna affect it too.
Right.
So you're gonna see like aliasing from the other layer of video coming in and out. It's pretty good. I mean, it would be a frame by frame of it getting less and less opaque as it as it's simulating coming up from the depth, right? I'm watching it frame by frame at about, it says here playback speed's 0.25, okay? And it is moving flawlessly into the picture from the deeper water. And there's people complaining that the fin doesn't move. And I can say that from what I'm looking at, it looks like the fin barely pushes off. Not to make him swim, but to make him keep going the direction he's going. Mm-hmm. So that's another good, if somebody did that, that's another really good detail. Because at the first time he like gets closer to the surface, the neck seems like it slightly angles, like it's looking slightly to the right a little bit. Yeah. Very little details. It's real. I mean, it is. It's really good. It's like it's indicative of a creature that's used to hunting. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. At 4:03, man, or 4 minutes, it's almost like it goes translucent.
Oh yeah. I saw that too. But that's what I mean. Is look at how close it crossfades into the next cut though. That's why I was kind of like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It fully crosses over at 4:04.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, if you notice, his eyebrow is like the side of his eye is where it comes in. It's like where the video overlaps.
Yeah. At 3:53, it looks like you begin to see the creature. Yeah, 3:53, slowly gaining a little bit of movement at 3:54. Between 3:54 and 3:55, it's got to be slowed down to notice this. I'm gonna call it the right rear fin. Looks like it barely moves. Yeah, right around 401. And when it gets over the rocks is when it starts to that's when it starts becoming hard to see it, is what I'm saying. When it's like it's
It could be blending in a little bit because of the texture of its.
That's kind of why I was
Body
interested.
too.
Was when it,
You know what it kind of looks like.
what's that?
And I'm probably gonna get hate mail for this one too. But at 3:59, it looks like the reflection of a bottom of a helicopter.
Let's see. I wonder if he followed up with this at all and addressed the.
Because I kind of wonder if it's actually moving in the water,
Yeah.
or if there's something next to that bank that when you get closer, the reflection becomes clearer.
I don't know. That's interesting. I'm going to put this link on our Facebook also. And we're about an hour 10 into this, guys. If you want to,
let's let them have their day, and good luck to them figuring this out.
God, I'd love to hear some comments.
Before we let it go, I wanted to throw this out because I thought we were about to end this, but you found that one. Me and you went over this, and I just wanted to see if Gibbs would take a look at this. This is a picture from Glenn. We had him on the show, I think it was last Thursday.
Yeah.
Remember I put this in the.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to have Gibbs. Okay, you see this light, Gibbs?
Yeah.
Okay, we were wondering what that was, and I did some adjustments. Here, I'm gonna go like we were talking about it, like it stays bright and it doesn't really like affect the actual light. Even with the sun, it does the same thing. Like it gets brighter with the sun, but it still kind of keeps that kind of greenish color. He said that he said he saw a portal or something of that nature. So, kind of wanted to, since we were recording this, I kind of wanted to throw this up there. I wanted to, the viewers.
See, when I first seen this, I thought that it was a refraction coming back from the sun, but it's got a tree in front of it.
Yeah.
I'm not used to sun flares happening with something in front of them. Is why it kind of stumped me a little bit. You know,
take it back to the original.
The original?
Yeah. Why are the trees in the foreground greener right over top of it?
That's what we were saying, like, because he was saying it was like a portal or something. Maybe it's like screwy with it, but what I was but it's like cutting through though. Like
so hold on a second. You see how there's like that weird like saw pattern line of the color change that goes across it?
Yeah. From
the left to right, it kind of comes down, goes. I wish I could scroll my mouse on your screen, but it looks like, like when you would get an old picture, like the old glossies from Kodak.
Yeah.
When you get them wet, how you get that weird line.
Right.
If Tyler goes back to the original, right? Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go back to how you had it overexposed. No, the other way. Yes. See how there's a very clear like zigzag up and down pattern where the stuff that's down at the very bottom is kind of gray and everything else kind of has a purpley hue.
Yeah.
All the way from left to right, the entirety of it. not just around that light. What the hell is going on with that, and why is that doing that?
You want to see something really crazy? This is what messed with my head. Tyler, change it to the red spectrum. This screwed with me. I gave up on this because of this. Me and him were sitting there bullshitting, and he did this.
Green.
Yeah, it never loses its green intensity. Like full red spectrum, and it's green. That blew my mind. I was like, okay, I give up.
Okay, slowly fade it back out of the red into normal. That's weird.
Yeah, it's intense, man. This was sent. What was it? Yeah, 2 episodes ago, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
Yeah, it was the one I couldn't make it to, right?
Yeah. You were having the feast, preparing the feast. I think when we talked to Glenn.
Yeah, I was prepping. Fighting bears,
killing them and eating them,
making their hide into boxer shorts. That's really weird how everything in this picture is reacting differently.
Yeah, that's mind blowing.
There's like, I mean, it looks like it's been spilled on, but I doubt it has because it's probably a digital picture.
Yeah, because it should react to, go up to the sun, Tyler, and change it to the red spectrum again. This is what really got me. There's the sun.
Yeah.
Let's go red spectrum on this.
Oh, okay.
The sun turns red. You know what I mean? Turns orange. But
go green spectrum.
It's pretty wild, man. It's crazy. I totally gave up on this one. I was like, okay, he sent us a portal. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm lost. It just, man, I wish I could like put my mouse on it to where you guys could see it, but like everything in here is like, it's layers.
Yeah.
Like the bottom is like a gray black, and then there's like this like purple that goes across, and then there's this like blue purple that goes, there you go. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
See the layers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean right here?
All the way across from left to right. It goes all the way around. Yeah, you're tracing it right now. It's like, and then why is it green right here in the middle around it?
Right.
It's almost like there's an intense green light being shined at the trees, and there's something in there catching a reflection.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like there's a green reflection, like something intensely green is being shined at what we think is shining at us.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
Yep. Well,
I'm stumped.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to throw that out there. So, just kind of, I really wanted, since we said we were going to do a video, I wanted to throw this out there because we were kind of stumped on it. So, yeah, if you got anybody out there, like you guys got like any other explanations, maybe something that I'm not doing here, like to figure out what this is, like leave us a comment, tell us. I want to learn. I don't want to just be stumped and be like, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah, tell us, teach us your secrets.
Absolutely.
So,
all
but
right.
yeah, and anybody, if you've seen any weird things, I want to talk to a fisherman, like somebody that's normally out on the sea, if they've seen any weird shit out there.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully, like some of our listeners know somebody, or you are that somebody,
or somebody in the Navy or the Marines.
Yeah,
that too.
Anybody that's been on float.
Message us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
At encounterskyxfiles.com.
You don't have to have an explanation of what you saw. Just like not even a hypothesis of what it was. Just if you've seen weird crap.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I gotta whip this episode up and get it uploaded, and so it can be out to all you listeners tomorrow morning.
Heck yeah.
So who are we listening to at the end of this one?
We're listening to a little bit of Rector. It's like a teaser of a song, I think.
And because of the nature of the episode being aquatic.
There you go. So this is a teaser sample of the director from the